Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mad Realms Talking Skritt. I'm your host, Jim, and we've got a few things today. We've got Winter's Day coming next week. We've got an update on some performance issues, and a popular Guild Wars 2 content creator is under a bit of scrutiny, which we will get to in a moment. But first, let me introduce my fellow guests for everything. She is a... wow, I completely put these all out of order. Holy crap. She is a modern MMO champion, and she writes for MMORPG. The roars during Winter's Day are probably going to be coming from the jumping puzzle instances. Say hello to Arlie.
Hi. Yay. Do we have a date on when we're getting that yet, Winter's Day?
I believe it is literally next Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday, the 15th. Yes, that's going to be. Yeah. So we get to hear your frustration at candy canes and snowflakes.
You know, actually, last year I tried doing the easy one backwards one time. Just, I don't know. It's really hard.
How do you, like, running backwards?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Never mind. We'll get... That's a post-show thing. So, he streams over on Twitch where he answers the age-old question, how many Skritt does it take to set up a Winter's Day tree? Say hello to Age.
Five. Yeah, I'm going with 5.
Okay, we'll have to wait for ArenaNet to confirm, but we'll have to see how that works. And finally, I imagine that a god of secrets would love a holiday with wrapped presents. What do you think, Deo?
Oh, I bet he loves Secret Santa, or I guess Secret Winter's Day here. But yeah, I mean, you guys have told me that, or I said I wasn't gonna probably come back until Abaddon returned, which I mean, I guess this is why I'm here. I mean, it's all that, like, wait, what happened? He did he did what? Yeah, but I'm sure he made a video, right? And apologized, right? Like, oh, he did. Oh boy. Oh.
I think we should just end the show now.
That just happened. Okay. So,
I guess
on that note.
No,
the poor
thing. On that note, so we're gonna get it out of the way. We're gonna talk about the thing. Wooden potatoes, everybody. Kind of a. Oh man. So let me just go off of the notes that Age wrote, and we'll get into the discussion afterwards. Wooden Potatoes is under fire for inflammatory language in PvP. At first, people thought he was hacked in some way, shape, or form. WP confirmed the incident a few days later, posting a video, about a half-hour-long video. Took no blame, nor apologized for his actions. I have thoughts on this.
Although, caveat, in all fairness, he did apologize for, I guess, technically half of it.
That's a fair statement. This coming from our resident psychology expert, which is...
I mean, I'm just saying that because he used... I mean, the story behind it is he used 4 particular words, 2 of which early on he used directed at the potential people. The other 2 were to get the attention of GMs and stuff. So he apologized for the 2 words he directed at people, but not... So he apologized. We'll probably talk about things more. But technically, yes, he did say he apologized for using 2 certain words, and the other 2 words he was not thought he had no reason to.
Okay.
In the interest of balance.
There's a reason this drink is dark today, friends.
Can we start with the using the words to get attention of moderators thing?
Sure. Do you have comments on that, Arlie?
Like, that's confounding to me because obviously I don't know how everybody in every game runs their thing. But like, let's just think about this. How much like chat and chatter do you think goes through Guild Wars 2 every day? Through all the channels, through all the parties, through everything. Like, it's a fair amount of stuff. Even people who don't talk much. And like, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that they don't have like something set up to collect offensive words and then they go directly to that. Like
Well, I
that's the whole
believe
reason.
I believe that now this could be me reading into this too much, but I believe the point was to use those offensive things to tie in with the reports that he was also filing to give the reports more weight.
Yeah.
Which
So as a moderator, I'm sorry if you report something bad that happened and then you're doing shitty things, it doesn't make the person you're reporting look any worse. It makes you look bad and you're going to get slapped.
and then it
Like,
means that both you and the person you're reporting get hit. Which
right.
the
Like-
number of times I have done that in just the Paladin subforums of MMO Champion.
Yeah, the old school saying of 2 wrongs don't make a right. It's not like, oh,
Yeah.
thank you for pointing this out to us by baiting
Like,
them.
anybody who's half decent as a moderator role won't go, oh, look, that person, what they did, they really upset this other person because they said terrible things. So clearly they were really upset. So I have to hit this other person harder. That's not how it works.
Yep.
No.
Well, that and one of the primary caveats that I have learned over the holy shit, it's been 10 years since I became a moderator on MMO Champion because we're talking about it in the Mod Talk subforum. 10 years of moderating the Paladin forums of an MMO Champion. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
So those words might be flags, but it would be flags for the person saying those words, not for the people he's reporting. I'm sorry.
well, like,
That's not how that works.
QED,
Like if you're reporting for behavior in chat, they can pull up and look at chat logs and look at that. If you're reporting for like hacking and botting and stuff, they have things that they can look in for that. Like the chat part of it, no. I understand why you might get the impression that's how it works and that they would go to those flags and need it for reporting hackers and stuff, but the two aren't related.
And to address QED in chat, there is no confirmation that any kind of flagging for specific words in chat means squat all. We have literally no way to know that unless you can post to me something about, oh yeah, no, it's incredibly cropped because the people that he was talking to were bots. They were breaking the rules themselves. But
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's important to note is early on that they were basically on the standpoint, Malthanis, Age, and Arlie, that they probably weren't going to cover it until it was fully fleshed out. It was.
oh, hey, look, speaking
I
of
agree
banning
with that.
somebody.
And I agree with that. It wasn't fully fleshed out, but yeah, as things progressed, it's like, well, I mean, it seems like the story has progressed, and we even said that of like, look how like we did try to give benefit of the doubt. We were like, oh, it could be potentially hacked. It could be, the text is cropped, so it could just be picking and choosing. Though, with that being said, picking and choosing, he still said or typed those words. Like,
Okay, before we continue, I think we need to lay out the timeline of events other than
Yes.
WP being under fire. So, according to WP's video, the whole timeline of events is he was working on getting Transcendence, which I believe is the new legendary PvP trinket. He was in an automated tournament because I believe you need 10 wins in an automated tournament in order to qualify for the trinket, which I don't want to deal with that. But he got in early morning. There were a couple people with fresh accounts, which apparently there's like 13 achievement points for just a fresh account at this point, which apparently is a red flag for people who are, probably on getting banned multiple times for hacking. Even in the video that WP released, there's multiple screenshots of like the people in question that he is saying were hackers just kind of bouncing ridiculously high up into the air, clearly doing something to hack. He did not want to deal with this, so he left the party. Problem is, if you join an automated tournament party, you are locked into that party and cannot participate in standard ranked or PvP until that tournament is complete. Your only PvP option is to finish that tournament. Which, to add my own little editorial in here, that is the point in time where I would just close the game and come back later. But that's me. He brought it upon himself to attempt to flag the system by saying certain keywords, which was what Arlie was ranting about a few minutes ago. Which, not knowing anything about the moderation system in Guild Wars 2, we can't... Even WP says he doesn't know 100% that those things function the way they do, the way he thought they did. So it was just a guess. He tries to just kind of deal with it, but even when he doesn't try to fight, and even in the video he posted, he is not fighting. He's not attempting to do anything. But the other team cannot deal with two people that are hacking, even in a 4v5, which understandably I get. It's difficult to deal with people who aren't playing by the rules in the first place, but when you've got two of them, I totally get it. Then those hackers, understanding that it is WoodenPotatoes that they are in a group with, release this, I believe, or at least from what he states, he believes that it was them that released the screenshot of the heavily edited party chat logs to make WoodenPotatoes look bad in the situation, which people have probably seen at this point. Hang on, QED, I'll get to that. That's a whole lot of things before I get to the... And, like, honestly, a lot of people jumped on WP. Now, as far as we understand from the video that WP released, there was a few things that showed that WP is no longer part of the ArenaNet Partner Program, which WP stated is not tied to this incident. Mm-hmm. So that has nothing to do with this. And
didn't he say in his video it was based off of...
He said he can't
like
talk about it yet.
Or something?
He said he can't talk about it yet. And I believe he alluded to the fact that he is going to put out a video in the future on that. But that is not... Him not being in the partner program is, as far as we are aware, not related to this particular incident. So, that is the timeline of events. If anybody else has anything to add, if you feel like I've missed anything, please say so. But, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, your opinions on the matter.
I mean, I thought it was kind of illogical, like, and like chat's trying to say to WoodenPotatoes' defense is he's just, he typed it, but, and it could be pieced together, but he still typed those words, i.e. said them. And I think you should have some, personally for me, you should have some kind of remorse or understanding of what you're saying. I know, I know Kroof did an excellent video, and I think, Proof's video has a better perspective because I think they've probably heard those terms and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, from my perspective, it was like, of course, analyzing that's, what I naturally like to do, but I hate how, and it's not just him, everybody does these types of things. But at the very beginning, already categorizing people who refute him before it even happens, like, I forget how he's, like, says, like, who he's making the video for, and then categorizing everybody else that would have criticism of being like, not saying those like just words. And because basically that is stereotyping people, so you could put them in a box and quickly shove them away, like discount them, because you can group them all together and just whoop. And like I said, everybody does that. But kind of like what Jim was saying was, you know, he I think he said in the video somewhere he didn't want, he was worried about getting back into PvP because he didn't want to be addicted to it, but he had trouble leaving the match. I'm like, well, if it's not meaningful to you, why can't you just leave the match, close the match, walk away from it? He felt like he had to take it upon himself, like people were saying earlier, like kind of like a vigilante type thing, which, yeah, that works for Batman, but Batman can get away. He doesn't leave a trail. And it's also fiction. But sorry for people out there if, you know. But I for him to not apologize, and like I said, if it is a one-off thing, sure, but I would still, for me personally, would have apologized, like saying, you know, I'm sorry I said those words. And this is why I tell people in real life, then, because a lot of people nowadays use apologies as a get out of jail free card and continue to do those actions. If it is a one-off thing, sure, apologize, but then your action should display that. Take steps in changing that. So, you know, I hope it is a one-off thing. I know personally for me, and I think everybody's here, and probably people in chat, is I think we're hearing both extreme sides of like the WP's camp of like extreme people and like the people that are like I guess like they're saying the cancel culture people. I'm in the part of like, yeah, don't cancel him, but if this is your line that you want to draw of saying like, you know what, hey, he's not the type of person I want to be, you walk away yourself. Like, I think we said that with Guild Wars 2 in general in the gem store. Like, you don't like the direction of the game's going. Why do people have the need to try to drag people with them? It's like, just stop playing. Go play something else. But it's kind of the same thing.
I do wanna respond to QED's point about okay, so just to read this out for anybody who's just listening to this on YouTube or on the stream. Like, I get that all the SJWs jumping on this are the bigger issue of being completely ignored. For roughly 2 to 3 months, hackers and bots literally have been ruining SPVP for the already diminished PvP community in Guild Wars 2, and not a single action has been taken so far, nor has it been acknowledged by ArenaNet. I understand that. I agree with that. I totally, like, as a person, like, I wanted to play on Thursday for PvP, but I literally just was not in the right headspace to be able to deal with PvP. I have dealt with hackers and shit like that in PvP. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's demoralizing. It makes me not want to play. That does not excuse his actions. Again, going back to Deo bringing up the two wrongs don't make a right kind of thing. And then you QED, you also bring up the Dishonored debuff, which is even worse in tournaments. And I mean, the number of times we've talked about shitty behavior in the automated tournaments since the automated tournaments were a thing. I mean, how many times have we talked about win trading and people doing it on like people buy wins by handing their account off to, you know, crazy good PvP players. The automated tournaments have been rife with problems from the beginning. I get it. Like, there is a problem in managing PvP. And the ball is in ArenaNet's court for a lot of those things. But making the situation worse by like saying shitty things in chat doesn't help. I mean, I suppose that's I can leave it to everybody else to talk about, but my whole opinion on this thing is that when WP talked about being locked out of the rest of PvP, like when I was giving the whole timeline of events, if you are locked out of PvP because you do not want to play with people that are hacking, it sucks, but just stop. And that's my opinion on this whole thing, and I will leave it to my fellow hosts to talk about the rest of this.
Think you've been quiet.
Yes. So, all right. So basically, I when I first saw this issue, I was like, what the way it was all cropped together. It's like I thought he just got hacked and someone's taking advantage of him or something. I don't know. And then he came out with that video, and it just made him seem so narcissistic and dumb. That's how I'm gonna put it. Uh, it was ridiculous. He tried justifying his actions when he really shouldn't have. You do need to use that language. Using inflammatory language to trigger a GM, that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. That was just a stupid thing to do. Um, and honestly, if you're getting triggered in PvP, you just need to quit. Even if you get dishonor, it doesn't matter. Just like take a break, bro. And I kind of followed up with some other people about this. I'm like, hey guys, have you heard about this? And it's like, yeah, it's like normal. It's like WP used to rage. It's like that's why he doesn't stream as much. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know these things. So it's like I found out a bit more about WP during this, and I was like, there's no need to use that language, even if you want to trigger a GM or trigger a higher importance of a report or whatever. It doesn't make you any good. Yes, the hackers are to blame for ruining the experience of PvP. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, I agree there's an issue with hacking and trolls and things like that in PvP. Yes, I agree there's something that Arena needs to do with that, but that does not excuse him for the actions that he did, nor for using inflammatory language in any way, shape, or form. When I get pissed off, I usually say it out loud to myself so that no one will hear, no one gets triggered or anything like that, and we can just carry on with our lives. I've played League of Legends for the better part of 8 years. I have Season 3 of League of Legends was pretty much the most toxic thing that I have ever faced in any game ever. And I did not feel the need to use any type of inflammatory language. If anything, I would just diss people. That's about it. Like, it's like saying you're not doing a great job yourself or something like that. Like I don't need to call anyone anything. It's like I don't think he. Okay, so in part, I don't think he's homophobic or anything like that. Obviously, but well, at least to me, I don't think he's homophobic. I just don't. I think he was just trying to get a rise at someone. It's like that. It was just a stupid mistake. Now, in terms of how I think of him as a content creator, it's like, well, um, I don't feel the need to watch his content anymore just because I don't like his attitude towards this incident, and it doesn't make me want to watch his content anymore. But that's about it. But yeah.
So, Age, bringing up, League, I kind of feel this is similar to Donkey.
Oh.
Donkey?
Okay, so popular YouTuber Video Game Donkey was permabanned from League of Legends, where while he was trying to do a video, like to gather footage for a video for League of Legends, he told someone to jump out into traffic.
Oh.
He was then banned by Riot Games on League of Legends, and then his opinion on the game is that League of Legends sucks because he got banned while making a video. Which, piggybacking
Wait, he got
off of
permanently banned for that?
his account, his League of Legends account got permabanned.
Oh.
Much the same that Tyler 1 was, for people who know League of Legends personalities, Tyler 1 was permabanned for a while, to the point where it was like permabans on MMO Champion, where if you made further accounts and they found out that it was you, that account would be banned because of your original permaban.
Right.
So you get, yeah.
So it's kind of piggybacking off of Age's talk about narcissism, where WP, even in the video the WP release, said that nobody in their right mind is going to ban me, WoodenPotatoes.
Right.
Emphasis
honestly,
mine. But
the dude should have just made a video. I don't, and he made the excuse of, oh, I didn't want to make a video for hack. No, shut up. Make the damn video. If you felt this way about this. Like, you're WP, you're one of the most prominent Guild Wars 2 content
Yeah,
creators. Like, what the hell?
If you want to call attention to a hacking problem, what better way than, oh, look, I have this video evidence. Look at this shit. Like, come on.
You have a platform, you have video evidence of people being problematic in PvP, you have an audience. If you want to affect change, don't be an ass in the game, show it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense to me. It doesn't. Like, I could, like, in all my years of gaming, I distinctly remember raging twice, and
He
it
wasn't
never went to that extent of
That
like
wasn't
just
recording
trying
during his
to
sessions?
trigger. I don't know.
Wait, but what's
What was
he
that
using
footage?
footage from his video that he put out from those sessions?
All of the gameplay footage from the video he put out, ZeKrioX, is from those arena or from those automated tournament matches. It doesn't contain the party chat that matches what was in that heavily edited image that was released, which to me is kind of circumspect.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were recording, why not show the context in which you were saying these things so that you
Right.
could prove your point?
And that's one thing, like when you were saying earlier when he like, and you know, we said how it was all pieced apart, and he said that was multiple different conversations. I'm like, but you don't have proof that you're just saying that, like, we're taking your word as well. I mean, but yeah, it's.
Well, Zach, the thing is, he mentions in his voiceover the usernames of the hacking players, and they match the usernames that show up in the footage. So that's why I'm assuming, like, he might say that he doesn't have footage of, like, the conversations that took place, which, yeah, he might not have been recording during those particular points in time. But yeah, no, Morngorst. It was definitely from those AT matches with the hackers, because like you see, it's Ace.
And he talks about how he stopped.
something.
He's like, and he says, "You can look at me not fighting anymore." In
Yeah.
this like,
and he's
'cause, yeah,
playing
so
his
that had to be
necromancer
from-
Arachnia when he's doing this. So it all matches with what's going on. It just doesn't show the party chat of him using the phrases that he is under the impression might trigger some kind of auto moderator response. Now, going back to the whole canceling of Wooden Potatoes, I don't agree with the canceling of Wooden Potatoes. He did a stupid thing in a stupid situation. He made a bad decision in a bad situation. Do I think he deserves canceled for it? No, but I kind of think that he should actually apologize for making a stupid decision in a bad situation.
There should be accountability, not like
Yes.
I don't agree with the canceling either. Like,
Mhm.
if you don't like Wooden Potatoes anymore for this, like, that's fine.
That's your business, whatever.
Yeah, but I don't. I feel like giving people an opportunity to reform is also a thing that's necessary when people do stupid things. But
To address Raguchi in chat, he is no longer listed as a partner for ArenaNet. However, he did state inside his video that him no longer being a partner is not related with this incident.
yeah,
So that's why we're not discussing that.
And I swore he said in there that it was due to a conduct thing, but wouldn't say any further, which is interesting. But I could be mistaken.
Yeah, I'd have to go rewatch his video on it. Which, for anybody interested, the link to his video will be in the comments on YouTube with all of our other source links. So.
And also, are you going to put Kroof's in? Because I was going to say,
yes, I'm going to put
Kroof did a
Kroof's
great
video in
job
because
of
Kroof's
their perspective.
Well, Kroof's opinion on the matter is, honestly, I feel solid because I believe, I don't know if Kroof specifically related it to the PewDiePie incident where he dropped the N-word with the hard R. But I've seen a few other people relate it to that, where it's, if you are willing to use this language in the first place, what do you do? Like, why do you think that's okay in the first place to even, like, try to say that? Which, again, even WP said that I left the tournament and I still couldn't play PvP, and instead of walking away from it, went back in to play PvP, and it's just like, just walk away.
Yeah, actually that goes back to what QD was saying about if he would have left, he would have got dishonor. If he would have left the tournament, he couldn't have played. So either way, he couldn't have played.
Yeah.
It's just one avenue got him banned.
Yes, that's the point. You can't. That's the point. Sometimes the Dishonored is a good way to just take a chill pill, man. Like, even if it's half an hour.
Yeah. No, the system didn't force him to play. He could have left. He was already in a shit situation because he was dealing with hackers. He could have just left.
That's a terrible justification of his actions. No.
Yep.
No.
Oh, hi.
Menzo, he 100% knew that he could leave because he left the party. He says so in his video. And then he tried to queue for ranked PvP instead of the automated tournament, and the system told him, you cannot queue for ranked, you are in an automated tournament. He went back into that tournament of his own free will instead of closing Guild Wars 2 and walking away.
Yep.
The Dishonored debuff just prevents him from queuing, which he wasn't going to get to play a decent PvP match anyway. That was the perfect opportunity to walk away. What do you mean, QED? What do you mean? What's not true about that statement? Because that's the response. I'm like, he ruined the game for the hackers, but they still... Him leaving would have disqualified their team faster.
Yeah.
And would have ruined the entire automated tournament for them. Instead, they got more wins off of his back for coming back into the game.
Oh, there was an instance afterwards, that game, where he didn't accept the Q-pop. That's what he's talking about.
Well, then he should have just alt F4'd. Like, if you're, like, literally not getting into the game, like, finished, like, do not deal with the game. I understand that, like, oh no, those hackers, but, like, he was a partner. He had channels to talk to people at ArenaNet. He could have been like, hey, I have footage of this. Can we do something about it? He had the tools.
Yeah, or made a video that showed, like, gains it traction.
Like, there were so many other better ways to handle this. And that's honestly my whole problem with this. Now, do I like his build videos, his lore videos, his talks with Boots about balance, his build, the bad Boots with builds? I love those. I love the elite specialization speculation stuff. I love that. I think WP made a bad decision. And because Wooden Potatoes is Wooden Potatoes, it's blowing up in a... Like, if I had done something like this, it wouldn't have mattered. Because I'm not going to make a video about it. Nobody cares about Malthanis in PvP.
And I think the biggest problem is, like, how the argument here is, this is a 30-minute display of showing someone with an external locus of control, which mainly just means how you perceive blame in the world. Like, internal means, you know, basically, it was my own self abilities that made this situation happen. External means it must have been fate. It must have been this. It must have, and throughout the whole thing, it's like ArenaNet didn't do this, or the other people didn't do this, or it's like he never takes the onus on him, not even when he's apologizing.
Oh, no, QED, you're not wrong. There is a problem in the design of the automated tournament and SPVP and the moderation state. I don't disagree with you.
Oh, yeah, we're not...
I get that. I totally get that. I understand that he was locked into the automated tournament because he accepted the Q-pop in the very beginning. He joined the automated tournament party. He was stuck until the automated tournament was done. I get it. Fully get it. It's a shit situation to be stuck in. No worries, Menzo. Like, trust me, we get plenty of people that English isn't their first language. Appreciate you being in on the conversation.
Heck, English is my first language, and I think you're doing better than me, so...
To quote The Fifth Element, I know two languages, English and bad English. But it doesn't justify worse behavior in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
I realize I have glass in my leg.
Oh no, dude, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry.
Is
Yeah, no,
it just
no,
like
no.
a little nick? Do you need
It's
third
they're like
aid?
no. It's like small pieces. It's fine.
Do you need a condi cleanse?
No, it's. Don't worry. I just realized that I was like
I know
spots.
thieves have problems with bleeds.
I'm fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay, got it.
I shouldn't have mentioned it. All right.
He doesn't have enough initiative to take care of it.
Oh, why do you gotta hit him when he's down? Deo.
It was just too good to pass up.
Okay.
Just
fine.
just for context, guys, I dropped a glass and it blew up on my floor. That's what happens before the show. That's
Someone threw like a condi engineer set a trap for him and threw a grenade into his house.
Shrapnel.
It's a shrapnel, yeah. Yeah, sure, okay, huh? Which, wow, I'm really surprised I delivered on your name that quickly without slurring it impossibly. There's going to be, if you want to check it out on the YouTube, we already explained it a while ago. It would take another 10 minutes of the video for me to properly explain it. There will be links on the YouTube channel.
Which kudos for you only taking 10 minutes to do the context.
yes.
I
could
rushed
do
through it.
correct.
What if I'm crazy man? You want to accept the next ones? Well, see, problem is, Menzo, if you were in a tilting situation, the solution to tilt is not to continue on with the tilting situation. The solution is to leave. You need to
it's
leave
like,
the thing that is causing you the mental distress in order to come
Like,
back with a
wait-
clearer mind.
like way back, what was it, first year, the Wintersday thing or something with the karma weapons that were like 37 karma or something. Like people were exploiting it to put it in the Mystic Forge and get like all these things. And people are like, yeah, we didn't ban people that did it like 100 times. We banned people that did it like 10,000 times because they knew
Right.
what they were doing. Like,
And they went to it in a real stream. I would like, yeah.
it was probably even more than that, but I'm just,
Yeah.
for numbers sake.
Like, honestly, the fact that WP hasn't had any sanctions taken against his account for basically the ban of, like, this is something that happens a lot in MMO Champion, where I will admit I don't slap people for it because the Paladin forums don't get a super large amount of activity, but I see in a lot of the ban appeal situation that we have is people say, I was just confronting a troll, where it's just like, you report and you move on. You do not feed the trolls, because if you respond to trolls and let them know that they are getting on your nerves, it just encourages them. Now, do reports in Guild Wars 2 feel like they get heard? No, it does not feel like they get heard. I feel that. I know everybody in chat is probably going to agree with me
Talked
on
about
that.
it before.
WP even says that anytime he reports someone, he adopts a scorched earth policy and just reports for everything on the list, because it's drop down report. It's not a good report system. Reporting another player in Guild Wars 2 is awful.
Although, to be honest, reporting for everything on the list makes your report less credible right to begin with.
Because it's
whole other
spamming
problem.
reports.
That's
like
yeah. Like the scorched earth method is more like I feel better because I have fallen victim to that too. So it kind of I think that kind of transitions well to the next one.
Ooh,
which
transitions.
I believe we've gone 45 minutes on the WP thing, and we kind of are all on the consensus of it was a bad thing to do in a bad situation, and there's bad stuff all around, and there's no good thing.
But we're
to
not
this.
the extreme. We're not on either extreme of like he should be banned or totally forgiven and nothing like, it's
Yeah.
or not banned but canceled, I guess is
Yeah,
the proper.
Yeah, no, like do I? Yeah, I'm just gonna. We can talk about it in the comments. We can talk about it in post show. We're gonna move on to the next thing, which is very PvP centric, and I have no pithy transition for this. Should ArenaNet remove free-to-play accounts from PvP? This is a post from Reddit, which dovetails rather nicely with the first topic of the day. I'm going to post the link in chat. Again, YouTube, it will be in the comments. Anybody that plays SPVP on a regular basis knows just how prevalent free-to-play hacking accounts have become in recent months. It's become a major demotivating factor for me, and clearly a lot of others, as observed in the PvP lobby, the recent Wooden Potatoes video, etc. Should ArenaNet remove the ability for free-to-play accounts to play SPVP, or rather, impose further requirements on accessing the mode, i.e. achievement points, story completion, a minimum playtime, etc.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too much of an issue.
I mean,
I don't.
I get that's causing issues, but I also get like the reason for the free to play account is essentially so people can try out Guild Wars 2 and see if they like it and they want to do it. And part of that is being able to try out the various modes of the game. But I don't know how you fix that issue without just
Now,
removing
should it have its own like league or whatever you want to call it? Like,
So
but then that's going to probably make PvP more evident that there's no one,
so
or even less people. But
so the problem is with free to play accounts is like if you get banned, well, for anything you just either make a new free to play account or you just buy a new account. That's the problem in itself. In terms of buying a new account, Arena gets money, so they don't really care. That's fine.
Right.
All right, a lot of companies do that. In terms of the free to play account, it just adds on to the problem because you can literally script thousands of free to play accounts and then just like iterate over them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a major problem that
Which I feel like they should maybe address that part of it. Like, is there not a way that they can block people from being able to do that?
The only way you could do that is setting a limit for like your you're ranked, so like you have to be ranked 20 to participate in ranked or whatever, but I don't remember the limitations honestly, but that doesn't solve the issue, it just diminishes it to a certain degree.
Right.
Honestly, I kind of agree with chat in that free to play accounts just should not have access to ranked or automated tournaments.
Which I think would be fair because, like in unranked, you get to try it and see how that is.
And to be
So that would
honest,
work for the legit people. That's
like,
who I worry about.
legitimately,
Yeah,
the number of
exactly.
times I have said on my ranked PvP stream is you should be doing new builds and trying things out in unranked. Granted, I will roll into a ranked match on a completely new build on a completely new character because it makes for better watching experience. But I mean, I'm walking into a match honestly to try and be better with the build, so I'm already approaching the whole system on good faith. People who are running free to play accounts with the intent of hacking, they're not exactly rolling into this on good faith. So yeah, free to play accounts unranked only.
Yeah, I honestly think like just around this topic, I think PvP just needs a great big overhaul in terms of how things are managed because like despite the WP issue, it does re resurface the issues of PvP right now.
Right.
That the free to play accounts are an issue for hacking or trolls. That the automated system is broken and can be exploited in some ways. That the report system is just terrible in general. So there's just a lot of things that I feel like they need to look at and not just treat as like this third unloved child, I guess.
Yeah.
The best way to put it.
yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
and we definitely talked about that in the past, where it kind of feels like PvP and World v World have been the back burner. And I know everybody always says, but Guild Wars was like originally a PvP game. It's like, yeah, and then they got a story and they saw more people coming towards the story, like with
Yeah.
kind of that factions was like that shifting point, and then it was like Nightfall was basically all kind of the story, and then Guild Wars 2, while it has PvP and World v World, I don't think I really never felt like that was a huge driving force.
free counts didn't earn points, I guess in ranked. I would just say leave them in unranked if we're
Right.
gonna let them in. If you leave them in, just let them play unranked, not have access to ranked or automated tournaments.
I was gonna say because if you're gonna let them be in ranked but not earn the points, then why are you letting them in ranked in the first place? Like,
Yeah, then they can still troll. So
mhm.
And then it's yeah, so I think they should address that. I think they should address the automated tournaments, especially the flow of automated tournaments that you can't. It's interesting that you're kind of locked in. I don't know if that system's good per se. Like if you're locked into an automated tournament, maybe someone can explain. If you're locked into, if you start an automated tournament, are you locked in for the duration of that automated tournament?
Yeah, you can't go do other ones.
Well, like
until
yeah,
that
but
one's done. Or
I mean,
like
like
other PvP.
yeah, you can't do PvP. I assume maybe you could go into PvE or Warlords World while you wait. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
But-
but you'll still get the pop-ups and stuff for it.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I think Malthanas and Arlie have a point of just making it just for unranked for free to play. Is a start, and then I think the next big thing that they could easily fix is the reporting system, because we've talked about this a lot, but like that reporting system with the drop down and just hit send is just terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
With the biggest problem of it is it just has no feedback. Like
Mhm.
we compare a lot to, and I think somebody said in chat to look at League of Legends report system. At the very least, in League of Legends report system, if your report leads to an action, you are given some kind of feedback to say, hey, a report you made resulted in disciplinary action. They don't say
Yes.
Yeah.
what happened, they just say that something happened.
Okay,
And
so
I
in-
guess-
That's actually
Oh,
Go ahead.
I just want to say real quick, in terms of League's reporting system, yes, it is fairly like good, especially the automated parts now. But you have to keep in mind that they have a lot of data to work with, and they've done it over the course of years. Like
It's been a priority for them getting
years,
all that under control.
it's a priority because like
It's
their
a
whole
PvP
game
only
is-
game.
yeah. So it's their priority to have a good environment. I think around season 5 things started to really like turn around for them. So that's like 6 years in.
I still miss the tribunal.
Yeah. I think they're bringing it back. I'm not sure yet, but um I just wanted to point that out. And in terms of the automated system, I still think there's some issues. I'm not sure. I think last year there were some, but you know, it's still good. So yeah, I do think yes, Law's reporting system is something that Arena should take a look at. I don't know how long it would take them to implement something similar or something that fits their niche. It might actually take them a good long while, which I hope they've started 2 years ago. But you know, and yes, you can send exploits. You
But
could-
that's still, you don't get feedback on that,
yeah.
I don't think. Ever.
Yeah, the email
No.
the email exploits at arena.net functions, but there's no like report. Like the problem
you feel
is
like you're still throwing it into a pit.
is the feedback
much.
loop. You need some
So-
kind of like response to for the human brain to be like, there, you can tell me what this response is, but like when you take an action, you need some kind of feedback that says, hey, that was a good thing. Do that thing again.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
behavioral or just communication in general. When you're communicating with someone, you send something by word or whatever, and then they go, oh, yeah. Like if you're literally talking to someone, they're just like you're gonna be like, hello, like, so.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too because I think Respawn's report system with Apex Legends is also kind of odd. It's because like I can't go into my recently played like menu and like right click and hit report, or I can only like add friend or something. The only way I can report is actually like in a game, and I think I have to actually open the squad menu and stuff like that. But yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
And this goes back to the main issue of Arena has, I think it gets mitigated with limiting free to play accounts for sure.
especially like I like the idea that like chat and you guys were saying is like just leave them unranked, because every other aspect, what is it? Free to play accounts can't go into World v World till, I thought it was higher. Like
60.
wasn't it like 60?
60.
They have to get
Yeah.
character to level
Normally
60.
it's 35, but you know it's so yeah. It's like yeah, I don't see why not.
So okay, so removing free to play counts and just putting them into unranked is a good start. I don't think it solves the issue. I think they just
No.
need to detect better the botting and
Right, but it shifts the issue a little bit.
yeah. And then a better reporting system will allow people to report trolls a lot better as well, and they get data on that, and then they can identify trolls in games. And
Well, I suppose locking free to play accounts to unranked kind of locks part of PvP away, because then you can't access the pip rewards for ranked play. And then
That's
like
Fine.
because like
That's
you can't access, I believe you can't access Living Story without buying a Guild Wars 2 account. So that's the PvE lock. So you lose out.
But
lose out.
you get to experience the personal story and all that.
Right, you basically
get an introduction to the
right,
story
but there's
stuff.
still a large chunk of PvE.
Oh, yeah.
Of the the three cardinal sections of Guild Wars 2 is locked away. WVW, I suppose the only thing that's really locked away is like the Warclaw, because you need, I would assume you need Path of Fire to get a mount.
Yeah.
PvP, as far as I can tell, nothing is locked away. You can access the whole of PvP other than elite specs.
Yeah, I was gonna say just elite specs. So
you could, and there are plenty of core specs that are plenty viable. So there's very little of PvP that is locked away. So if you lock away the pip system, which quite frankly is ridiculously rewarding, I often look at my gold total and I'm like, how do I have this much money? Because I don't really do anything other than like 7 or 8 PvP matches a week most of the time, and then some random doodling in PvE. I often don't even do my dailies in a day. Like, I sit here at this desk working all day. You'd think I could find time to do a little bit of my dailies, but no. But I have 200 gold with very little effort. Worklink is... so you can get a Warclaw without having Path of Fire? I would have figured that the mount system in its entirety was locked behind Path of Fire.
Oh no, because World versus World is very is
Weird.
separate because there's a track.
you could get gliding without that, if that's the case.
There is
you would technically be able to unlock the basic glider with
I know there's a line for it where you put talent points into it, but I didn't think you could put the talent points into it if you didn't have the...
I don't remember if that track is unlocked with hot or not. I think about
I
it.
thought it was. It was at one point.
Someone in chat now? Just
QED is saying that the Warclaw is linked to WW.
It's just interesting that if the Warclaw is separated from that the glider isn't.
Yeah.
You would think both of them would be the same.
Yeah, I would
especially since they could capitalize on them spending money on those glider skins.
Yeah,
because if somebody wants a Guild Wars 2 account just to play WW, well, it's just like...
Yeah,
you have to walk around. You have to do, vanilla Guild World versus World before you buy the game, but...
You need hot to glide in World versus World, apparently.
Okay.
But not the Warclaw. That's interesting.
That's wiki.
Interesting.
I'll look up Warclaw real quick, just to make sure.
Warclaw. No, you have to buy the Path of Fire expansion.
According to the wiki.
That says right under unlocking. It's the first entry in the wiki's thing. Is you have to buy the Path of Fire expansion, spend at least 1 world ability point in the Warclaw Mastery section.
There you go.
So, but
yeah, because it's the
if you know free players that are having that, please send it to exploits@arenanet.net.
I'd have to create a free-to-play account for Science QED.
Really weird.
That's interesting. Okay.
I would imagine that's very much shouldn't be allowed by design, but
just the
core game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then
that's interesting.
Because the wiki still says you need Path of Fire.
Well, I thought Hop came with a core core game at this point, and you just buy the
Well,
most
If you
recent
buy the
expansion.
game, you get everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm thinking the rare circumstance of like maybe someone had the original Guild Wars
Yeah,
2 and
the original game, and
was
then
never upgraded. So
Okay. I was just
it'd
saying,
be hard
like,
to do as a new player. But yeah,
Right.
that's
my point was like I don't think we could test it at this point because
Yeah,
just
oh,
by
yeah.
buying the game, like then we
We
have
can-
it. You
we're
know?
gonna have to go on eBay and find a Guild Wars 2 only copy.
yeah, I've
Right.
seen like copies of Guild Wars 2 at like Best Buy.
Yeah. Like that would be a very niche. That's a very niche issue that people can
But
get
although-
the Warpaw.
You know what would be interesting is even if you bought the original core game from like a store and put in the code, I wonder if they rolled it in so that those unlocking now would still get the expansion
be-
as well.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Now the other thing the only problem with that is that people with the core game, that's kind of an outlier to our conversation because we're talking
Right.
about free to play accounts.
True.
So
Yeah.
that's the issue at hand here is free to play accounts, which I don't know if the free to play accounts are a problem in WW because like dedicated WW players can kind of outman that because it's
Right.
a large thing, but like PvP is
Probably
5v5.
mostly as spies.
True. Just have people as scouts, but I think our resolution is restrict free to play accounts in SPVP to unranked. Is that
Yeah.
For a start, yes.
That's starting point. That would be a good one.
And then
Please make better reporting system.
yes, for the love of I think actually there's a whole thing in last week's episode when I was talking to Adrian. I was rambling on about a report system that how it should work, but I'm not gonna bring that back up. But so unranked only for free to play accounts, and then work on the report system.
Yep.
Is the
Please.
now? I suppose that's enough for that, and we can move on to the next topic, which sadly is still about talking about issues in Guild Wars 2.
Oh God.
It's the update on the game performance issues. So lag and skill lag and all that fun stuff.
Rains and
Investigation.
pours.
The investigation started in August. Hi everyone. Back in October, we let you know we were continuing work on the gameplay performance issues. While our initial changes didn't have the impact we were hoping, we're happy to report that we're seeing more success with our ongoing work on server-side latency. We'll be rolling out updates over the next few weeks and into the new year that will be and we will be monitoring their success. As we said previously, many factors large and small contribute to lag, so we are going to continue working to find and address these to continually improve your gameplay experience. Your use of the in-game reporting system for latency issues continues to be very helpful, so keep those reports coming. I'm going to assume this is more for the
Bugs.
report,
Yes, which
not
is much better.
player. Yes, the bug report system is much better. Honestly, I think they need to use the bug report system as a template for the player report system.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that there makes it easier to fix the player report system because you already have a template for how it should work.
Yes.
But honestly, anytime they talk about like gameplay like latency issues, I feel like every time we talk about this, I bring up the fact that small changes can have massive effects, so they can't do anything drastic very quickly, which is why sometimes it feels like they're not making much progress on Thunderlag peaks. I didn't know that people were calling it that, Breakfast Torment, but hey, this is where we are apparently.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's like COVID brought in an influx of players that's causing the lag, or is
Probably.
making the lag more apparent.
Okay, I
Or
was
how they-
for a second I thought you were
or-
going to blame COVID for the lag. I was like, that's
Well,
That's
technically, by proxy, yes.
Yes.
yeah.
It also could be because of new systems they have for the expansion that might be impacting server stability as well. Those are the only two things I can really think of. But yeah, I mean, it's good that they're looking into it. I've always seen like one Reddit thread or two about like, hey, what's up with the lag or something like that. So, I feel bad because like it's not an easy thing to fix. So hopefully, upcoming months.
Yep. I really don't have anything to add to this. Just
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
just sounds like the more information people are providing. So yeah, if you are having issues, definitely let ArenaNet know.
I personally haven't really experienced any issues with the lags, but what I need them to work on is figuring out why OBS and Guild Wars 2 doesn't play nice together for me. Just me.
have you tried switching to Streamlabs OBS?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Have you tried the NVIDIA encode?
I don't know what that
It's
is.
in,
I'm sorry.
it's in the options. I'll send you a screenshot after.
Okay. I've tried a number of different things, but every single time, like, everything will be fine. And the moment I launch OBS, like, it just, my computer tries to die, and it's just Guild Wars 2. I don't know why.
Well,
If you have
your
any
computer...
tips, put in the link
Oh.
put in the comments.
It might be your. How old is your processor? Because Guild Wars 2 is more CPU based.
My processor is an i7 8700K.
Oh yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I can
You're
stream PvP on my 5-year-old computer, I think I have one of the Ryzen's, like the initial launch Ryzen's. I'm pretty sure
wow.
Arlie should be able to stream this. But
yeah, because I had my motherboard died a couple of years ago, and I rebuilt my computer when that happened. So, but nonetheless.
But at the very least, like that was a better set of issues, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, generally speaking, I have no pithy. I can't channel Deo for this. I can't do it. I don't have the transition. Wintersday.
Ooh.
Just gonna do the abrupt transition. Wintersday is coming. The annual Wintersday Festival arrives next week on December 15th. Participate in traditional festivities like Toypocalypse and Bell Choir, leap from snowflake to snowflake in the Winter Wonderland jumping puzzle, brave the secret layer of the Snowman Strike Mission. Oh, it's a strike mission now. They have officially categorized it as a strike mission. And deliver gifts to orphans in Divinity's Reach. We've got presents for you too. Earn rewards for completing achievements and open Wintersday gifts for holiday sweets and surprises. There is still a sale on. There's another sale on Path of Fire from December 15th to the 24th. It's 50% off again. So if you need your 47th account,
Sleazy.
I feel like the man is Goram legendary every time I bring him up on the sale. Like,
yeah, and like everybody needs to understand, it's not even really exaggerating at all.
When I say 47th account, I'm pretty sure he has more. He's probably accelerated his plan. I believe he had enough accounts where he was capable of making a legendary every 27 days, just
Something
from
like that.
login rewards alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're taking the whole day to log in.
Yeah.
Well, he actually has individual icons with execute commands to go to the specific accounts. So he just has a folder of shortcuts on his desktop for each of the accounts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I remember doing dailies with
Yeah,
him
no
one
wonder
time.
the ArenaNet doesn't mind going free to play. They got all the money from Sleazy. Holy moly.
I know. Crazy.
Can they basically go into a World v World map and lock it down for themselves? Like they're just like, yep, mine.
Well, that would require multi-boxing, which ArenaNet does not allow.
Mm.
Which, oddly enough, World of Warcraft finally put a ban on multi-boxing, which only took an extra 10 years.
Just surprising, actually.
Yeah, a lot of people upset about it. But
ZeKrioX, bugs do not make me shiver with joy. I am a developer. Bugs make me shiver with dread.
Bug fixes.
I thought of one. I was gonna say, you know why they didn't put Santa in Guild Wars 2? Because people would have thought he would have been lagging in bad server performance. Because ho ho ho. Speaking of ho ho ho, Wintersday.
There it is. There's the pain. There's the pain.
I knew we had you back on the show for good reason today. Oh God.
You know, it's really kind of sad and funny is I woke up today and I was like, hey, maybe tomorrow I can stream Wintersday because it should be starting. And that's exciting. Literally my first thought when I woke up. And then I was like, wait, Wintersday isn't out yet. I was sad.
Yeah.
Always next week.
I'll actually be able to finish my invitation to the party this year because I totally forgot to log in during all of Winter's Day last year.
Oh, no.
Yo. I missed the entirety of Winter's Day somehow.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm hoping this year I will finally finish my snow shoulders.
You won't. You won't.
Yeah.
Do I have those? I think I do.
The problem
I'm
is drinking
pretty
all the
sure you do.
alcohol.
That's all I've
Oh.
had left for like 4 years at this point.
Yep.
I legit just legit bought them all 1 year. I remember now.
Yeah. I decided I don't want to buy them.
I'm not going to give the people on the trading post the satisfaction of paying them for alcohol that I get for free year round from my daily present from the tree.
That's the other thing.
What about in-game
I
muffins?
always forget about that.
I'm still not going to
Yeah,
give them the satisfaction for that. By the way, I cannot get my daily drinks. I don't have enough money for that. The second glass was water.
Aww.
Oh.
I am not going to drink an entire one of these of vodka, thank you. I would die.
Nothing could go wrong.
May as well down paint thinner. But other
You
than
get better
that,
vodka.
Wait, did they not mention the choir bells in the announcement?
Yeah, they said choir bells.
Oh, okay.
Participate in
I'm
traditional
sorry.
festivities like Toypocalypse and Bell Choir.
Okay, I'm sorry. My brain just all of a sudden was like, wait, we don't remember him saying choir. Did they take that out?
I've got the same show notes you do, right?
Yeah, I don't look at the show notes.
So we know who's on the naughty list.
You know that. You've known that. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like I've looked at the show notes twice since we've been doing this.
Honestly, I kind of appreciate it for just like the unvarnished opinion. Arlie's just like, what? Whenever we talk about
Isn't it
stuff.
great? Isn't it great that we can just type all this stuff that we talk about Arlie in the show notes? She just never sees it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just all this talking that we do. But
I mean, who says we haven't?
Exactly.
I mean, the dissertations that Deo writes on the lore get stuck here forever. So
True.
But
How do you know Arlie?
Oh, because one of
we
the
talk
times
about
I
them.
looked, I was gonna say one of the times I looked was after you were out a little bit and you said you were gonna leave us notes, and I was like, oh wow, he really left us a long note about this thing, and Malthanis was like, oh, that's been there for months.
that was probably the Raza dissertation, which was there from.
Yeah, that was leading into faction. Or
That was
faction.
that was leading into hot.
Yeah.
But that was speculation for the Revenant. But talking about deep dives into stuff, I mean, final topic for today is we actually have a close to half-hour video from Brian Atkinson, ArenaNet's newest composer, giving his thought process on how he composes, mixes, and makes creative decisions to bring Living World episodes' moods and actions to life. He specifically talks about the Jormag Rising trailer music, which I was listening to it before the show, and I absolutely love this kind of stuff because I don't want to say I'm classically trained, but I did play in an orchestra for several years. I absolutely love when people talk about composition. It's one of my favorite things to listen to. This was great to listen to. It's wonderful, especially because the music in this game does not miss. Fear Not This Night still makes me cry a little bit. So I highly recommend giving it a listen.
I don't think I've ever been disappointed by the music in Guild Wars 2. Like, it's amazing.
Pretty sure it's always felt on point. I mean,
I still need to buy my Path of Fire LP.
Oh my god.
Look,
pretty.
I bought the Heart of Thorns one at our first PAX, and I never had the opportunity to get the next one. So
And I kind of do like this because it's like it's kind of like how we've always talked about like certain guild chats where they would, but it's like, was separate to that.
Mhm.
But so it is like, I feel like it's the same recommendation. Like if you love behind the scenes stuff, if you always like get those, special collector's editions things where it's like behind the scenes discs or, maybe you're interested. I forgot to turn that off. Maybe if you're interested in, that area of, um as you're in your you want to go in that industry, that'd be the perfect thing to do. Like just start checking out, get ideas and thoughts, and see everybody else's processes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I can say I'm classically trained because I actually majored in it. And yeah, absolutely.
You're a
Especially
music major?
stuff. I was music and English. I decided to go super useful.
Well, I mean, the English worked for the writing gig, so.
It's true.
Wait, don't you work in an accounting department?
No. I used to work for a bank. Now I work for an emergency room. So
You just been all over the place.
I played
Yeah.
trumpet
someone
in
who does
elementary
that.
school for like 3 weeks. Am I qualified?
Sure.
Yes.
I've just learned by ear. Pretty much.
Well,
That's it.
you're a cheater then.
Well, he's not. I mean, I
No,
could...
actually,
Okay, I'll see myself out. It's fine.
No, you will stay here.
That's actually, I have to admit, that's one thing I wish that I had been pushed to do more when I was younger, was learning by ear, because picking things up by ear as an adult is way harder.
Not wrong. I will admit, whenever I was in the orchestra, I always was able to play better after I had heard the bit we were working on played first. Because I got a better feel for, like, I could read music, but I always got a better feel for it if I had the music in front of me and I could hear it first.
Like, there's a difference between looking at the music and knowing what the notes are and knowing what it sounds like. Like, some people can do the second part. I would say most people can't, though.
But everybody hates 4/3 time.
See, I don't understand that reference.
Me neither, because like I said, I've had 3 weeks in elementary school because they asked me to leave.
Oof.
Wait.
They realized the only reason I wanted to be in it was because in high school you get to go to Disney. I was playing the long game.
Gift 5-4 is easy. 4-3 is rough.
Yeah.
5-4 is a knife in the dark from Lord of the Rings. I enjoyed A Knife in the Dark. That was a wonderful sequence.
I know. I didn't get to go to Disney.
Well, I will admit I got into the orchestra because they told me they took a trip to Hawaii, but then I ended up liking it. So.
Too. 12/8 is interesting also because most of the time people end up making it feel like 4/4 time.
11/8? What cocaine fueled asshole wrote 11/8, Gift?
I played something once that every single measure had a different time signature.
That just sounds awkward.
On that note,
7/8 wrench. Oh.
On that note, I think we're going to end there. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't actually have any community corner tonight, so it's time for the outro. So, Arlie, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Arlie82. These days, I'm only really streaming on the MMORPG COM channel. That's Thursday nights, we do raiding and WoW, and then Sunday mornings is whatever I randomly feel like playing that morning. So, yay.
Yay. Thank you very much. And Age, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch or YouTube at Age Night Road. I streamed a little Cyberpunk at the beginning when it released. I streamed like 3 hours, 2-3 hours of that. I'm running into stability issues of streaming it and playing it, so I might just, if I can fix it, I'll stream it more. Otherwise, I'll probably play it on my own and get when I get a better card, which I wanted to do, but thank you, scalpers. But when I get a better card, I can, obviously stream it. I'll probably stream a different run for that. I still need to beat Miles Morales. Probably play that a bit tomorrow. And just hit up the usual games, Guild 2. I haven't streamed Apex in a while, so I might do that. And if Genshin has a new story, I'll always stream that. So there you go.
Awesome. And finally, Deo, where can they find you?
You can find me at simply_Deo on Twitch and Twitter, and I normally stream on Twitch on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I missed this past Thursday just because I've been not feeling too well. I'm basically was holding it together even to do this show. I want to try to maybe do a makeup stream, not a makeup stream like I know Age
Yes!
is gonna say.
Do it.
Do makeup
no.
stream.
Oh, no.
100%. They do really well. Makeup
Fabulous.
channels do well.
Not if it's this
It's
face.
true. Hey, you never know if you don't try.
You can do the Sailor Moon transition.
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. So I want to say I want to try to do one of the redo stream. I'm not gonna call it the makeup stream. Maybe
Leave a like if
tonight,
you want Deo to
but-
do the makeup stream.
No,
Yes.
Like and comment for the makeup stream.
no, but yeah. Yeah, so it should be fun. But yeah, usually Warframe and some other game throughout the week. So yeah, come on by and should be fun.
Awesome.
makeup stream.
Awesome. And I can be found on Twitter at MelFantasMMO, where I talk about random gaming stuff. And then also we are live on this very channel, twitch.tv/MadRealms, 2 A's in the Mad, on Tuesdays for our random game night, which we post the VODs on Thursdays. Thursday evenings, I usually play PvP. This past Thursday, I did not play PvP because I closed on my condo last Wednesday, and then I did not sleep well. So I just needed a chill stream, so I played Minecraft, which we have a community server, which you can possibly join if you join our community Discord. And I can trust you to not be a jerk on the server, so you can check that out in the comments down in the description down below, and also in the comments. But ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for us for this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and we will catch you next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.